Hello and welcome back to Citizen Pew. This is Citizen Pew Commentary, and this is my second video I'm doing from my workbench. So I'm trying to incorporate a few more things so I can, at the bench, so I can talk about things without the stress of being at the range where I have to, take into account safety and fellow range goers and stuff like that, and people driving in and out. Kind of gets me a little bit distracted because I'm always trying to focus on safety. So I don't get to talk about some of the things I like to talk about, and so I decided to start doing some videos here from the bench to talk about some things, and we'll see what you think. So I didn't have a video Monday. I apologize for that. I've just been so busy that, doing a whole lot of home improvement. So I've been under the house this week, doing some work in one of the bathrooms and out in the garage, getting some final electrical done. So it's just been a mess. Anyhow, let's get into it. So as you saw in the thumbnail, I want to talk about polymer versus alloy frames. And personally, I really like an alloy frame. I really do. I really like an alloy frame. There's been firearms I've picked up specifically because they have an alloy frame. But when it comes to carrying for personal defense, self-defense, stuff like that, my everyday carry, not so much of a fan of the alloy frames because they're so heavy, right? And now, don't get me wrong, there's certain conditions where if I would if I could. And but like I said, in normal everyday life, carrying something that's an all alloy frame is usually it's a little bit too much weight to accommodate either the clothing I'm wearing or whatever, or the comfort and all that. So polymers, they, in my opinion, they work great, especially if you get a good one. And in my opinion, they're just as effective. But I do like the alloy frames because you have a lot less kick. So let's talk about the two that you saw in the thumbnail there. That is, both of those that were in the thumbnail are by IWI, which is the Israeli Weapons Industry, I believe is what the last I stands for, is industry, but Israeli Weapons Industry. So the alloy version is the Masada here, and then the full metal version is the Jericho. And I tell you what, this thing is a beast as far as weight goes. Now I do have my other camera set up over here, and I got a couple other I'm going to talk about here in a second, but let's go ahead and take a close look at these two firearms. So we'll go with the Jericho first. All right, here we go. This is the IWI Jericho right here by Israeli Weapon Industries, IWI. If it looks somewhat familiar, this thing does have a slide that is, my understanding, modeled after the CZ75, but some people say that one is modeled after I think it's a TZ75, which was a Italian gun, I believe. So I'm not sure exactly the history of this slide style, but I know it has something related to do with the CZ and the TZ down the line. And if you're not familiar with it, let me get this, be help if I take the safety off. There we go. So you can see here that the slide rides inside the frame there. So yep, and I like that feature. I really do. I'd be interested to know what you think of it. Now I would really like to have a CZ, but I have not picked one up yet. And but I saw this Jericho and I really liked it. It does have a rail mount on here that's integrated into the alloy, and that adds a whole lot of weight. I tell you what, if you ran out of ammo, this thing's a brick. You're going to be able to do some damage with it. Now, one thing I do want to try while I have it here is, somebody said if you slam a mag in, that it will rack the slide. So I'm going to try that here in a second with a dummy round. But before I do that, I'm going to break into the Masada. All right, here we go. This is the Masada. As you can tell, it's a polymer frame and standard kind of striker fire firearm. It does have a cutout for an optic on it, and other than that, yeah, the sight's a little high on this thing, and I don't know if I like it or not. I haven't shot this thing a whole lot, But it's kind of interesting with the sights that high. And the reason the sights are that high, of course, is because it has a threaded barrel. So when you put a suppressor on it, your sights are already set up for that. But without the suppressor on it, you know, I remember it being at the range, and it did take me a little bit to adjust to that. So, yep. Anyhow, it does have a forward rail that you can mount stuff on right there. Bam. And yeah, it is a split trigger design there. But other than that, I like it. I think both of these IWI firearms are great. And I picked them up because I wanted to have both a alloy and a polymer frame from IWI. So, all right, there you go. So we've talked about the IWI firearms. Let me go ahead and test this real quick with a dummy round. One of my commenters said that if you put a magazine in, loaded magazine into a racked back slide, that it will, I mean, you slam it in and it will rack it, and that's part of the design. My understanding is from that comment is there's a spring internal in here that allows that to happen. So I'm going to get a dummy round. We're going to do that real quick, and then we're going to talk about these next two firearms I have. All right, of course my dummy rounds of 9mm are all the way at the bottom of the ammo can. Just so you know, I have an orange ammo can that I keep all of my safety ammo in, which safety is just either it's snap caps or dry fire rounds, something like that. So, all right, and now I'm going to be using these Bees dry fire snap caps. So they're kind of neat, and you can order them, but they're actual casing and an actual bullet. There's just nothing in them, and they have a little rubber where the primer would go. So, yep. I don't think we're gonna have to load it all the way up. I think we can just put one round in there, and we're gonna see if it will rack. Here we go. Look at that. It sure did. Alrighty. Alright. Let's decock that there. Drop the mag out. Get that round back. Alright, there we go. It did do it. I'm gonna have to take these polymer grips off and check out that spring. So, but to the person who commented that comment on the video I did on the Jericho, thanks. Now I know, and we just demonstrated. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna get these out of the way and bring these in, and we'll talk about them. All right, the reason that I picked these two particular firearms for the second set of polymer versus alloy is because I will be doing another video on these out at the range testing them. I had some comments about this one here on the right. People thought maybe I was a little critical of it, but I said, you know what, that's fine. I don't have a problem doing another video on it. I really don't. I mean, I like going to the range and I like throwing rounds down range. So if I can do a follow-up video on any firearm I have, if you've seen a video, just put a comment down there. I have no problem putting it on my schedule and doing it. So what I have here is, this is the Rock Island Armory STK 100. It is a Glock clone, but it is an all alloy frame here, and the frame is split. It is a two-piece frame and it is bolted together, but it does use Glock magazines. So it uses Glock 17 mags to operate, which is kind of a neat feature because a lot of people have Glocks, a lot of Glock mags exist, and there's a lot of carbines out there that also use Glock magazines. So I thought that was real interesting about it, so I picked it up to test it out and try it out. This model here does have fluted slides and stuff. The sights are a little bit different than the Glock, but we'll go through that. It does also have a little bit more predominant rounded edge back here with a protective extension there for when the slide goes back. So, all right, let me get in underneath this other camera and we'll talk about it. All right, so here we go. Hopefully I got this camera oriented right. It's hard to do at the workbench here, but this is the STK 100. You can see there it has cuts in the side, in the slide there on this side. It has one on the top and 3 on the other side. It is optics cut, and like I said, it's an all alloy frame, and over here on the other side you can see these screws that hold it together. There's one, let me get my pointer instrument here. There's a couple, there's one there, there, here, and here. And there you go. So other than that, it is very similar to the Glock 17 as far as construction and feel almost. The grips on the pistol grip there are a little bit different. It's very strong right there, very strong of a grip, but the back sides here are kind of louvered. It's kind of a unique grip, but I kind of like it. I'm not sure. I'll have to shoot it some more, which I plan on taking it out to the range. This one also has a forward rail on it for a light or whatever, and it is a split trigger there. So now, one of the things I did not like about this firearm was the trigger from the video, and I thought it was a little bit sloppy. So there we go. It has a long reset, but I don't know. I'll take it back to the range and we'll try it out, see what we think. All right, so there you go. That is the STK 100 right there. It's a neat firearm, and like I said, I picked it up mainly because it was a Glock clone, used Glock 17 mags. I love my Glock 17, but I've only had it up the range a couple times, and I did do a video on it based on those. And like I said, some people didn't, thought it was a little unjust, so I'm going to take it back out to the range, and I'm going to take it back out with the Glock 17 and do a direct comparison. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with Glocks. This is my Glock 17, and I tell you what, this thing just runs. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people who aren't Glock fans and all that. I was never like a big Glock person, but the fact of the matter is this thing just runs. It just cycles ammo like you wouldn't believe. And honestly, I have a couple Canics, and I really like my Canics, but the Glock just runs. So do the Canics. But I don't know if Canic's going to be at the point where it's going to be able to displace the Glocks. We'll see. We'll see. But I like them all. I like them all. So, but I do plan on this weekend, hopefully if the weather suits, I'm going to take this Glock 17 out, and I'm going to do a direct comparison to this STK 100. Now, I know the STK 100 is not quite the level of quality per se, maybe, or precision that the Glock is built to. I don't know. It's Rock Island Armory. I'm not sure who they had build it for them. But, it did come from Turkey, I believe. And, no, actually, this one was made in the Philippines. Okay. There you go. Made in the Philippines. All right. So it's made in the Philippines. We'll see how the quality is. I know the couple times I've had it to the range, it's shot fine. I wasn't so big on the trigger, I think. But when I did shoot it, I don't remember having my Glock 17 there to compare it directly to. I probably had my Glock 17 with me, but I probably did that shooting before I even bothered to do the footage on this one. So, and yep. So that's what my next range video, one of them is going to be, is on the comparison of these two. But anyhow, we kind of just sat here and discussed alloy and polymer. As you can see, a lot of as far as size and everything, they're very similar. I have a micro 9 that's a polymer, and a micro 9 that's an alloy, and they're, pretty much the same size. So when it comes down to it, when I'm carrying like EDC, personal defense, whatever, while I'm out and about, I tend to be carrying a polymer framed firearm. But I really honestly I like a alloy framed firearm. I really do. And honestly, for home use, staged in the car, something like that, I lean more towards alloy. So, but like I said, with anything, you got to practice with it. You practice with it, you practice with it, you practice with it, you're going to be fine, right? So, but I think as far as ruggedness and durability, and just feeling like I have something in my hands that's, going to take care of an issue if something's threatening me, I don't know. Maybe it's subconscious, maybe not. Let me know what you think. If you carry a polymer or a alloy framed firearm, if that's what your preference is, one or the other, put a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd be interested to know. I'm always looking for things to do at the range, videos to make, to do comparisons, or anything that can help people make a choice in a firearm. I love trying out new firearms and various firearms, and so if there's something that you can think of related to alloy or polymer, by all means put a comment down in the comment section. Other than that, I appreciate you watching the video. If there's something you'd like to see me discuss at the bench, don't forget you can put a comment down there and I'll discuss it. Whether it's a firearm, whether it's, you see my cleaning supplies here, whether it's cleaning something, how do I do whatever, I am game. Put a comment down in the comment section. Other than that, don't forget you can follow me on Instagram. I post pictures of stuff I'll be doing. Usually when I'm at the range, I just post pictures of the firearms I have with me. I'm on Twitter. I probably shouldn't be on Twitter as much as I am. I'm putting as many comments on there as I do, but I am. So you can check me out at Twitter. I do have videos on Rumble, and they are not videos that are on YouTube. Rumble videos are only on Rumble, so you can go over there and check that out. Most of the time it's just videos that YouTube won't let me monetize, so I put them on Rumble. So I'm not going to give the video to YouTube if they're not going to let me monetize it. It's my, you know, protest. Right? Anyhow, and then I do have a website at citizenpew.com where you can go and check out the merch I have. I also have a lot of stuff there, some information links and stuff like that. If you're looking for a manufacturer's website to maybe get warranty information, I have a whole bunch of links there and stuff like that related to that. So anyhow, that's my video. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, I appreciate it, and thank you all for watching. Y'all have a good day.